I cannot stress to you how annoying I find Dragon Ball fans sometimes. Now, I'm not the type of guy to change my viewpoint on an entire series based on the community, because the fans' viewpoints and opinions don't necessarily define what the story or the show is all about. This mindset allows me to enjoy a certain anime or series to its fullest. But I have had absolutely enough, and I mean enough, of Dragon Ball fans. For many of the people who already know me, Dragon Ball is probably my #1 series of all time. Ever since I was a kid, I grew up watching it, and here I am today waiting for the release of Dragon Ball Daima. I've been through the phase where you would be bullied for watching anime, or where it was technically considered not cool. But I don't care. Dragon Ball's peak, and I stood on it. What's not to love about this series? I'll tell you what. The community. It sucks. So bad. So bad. I mean, come on. You've got the corny memes. You've got the very toxic Vegeta fan base.
That's not Goku we're seeing, bro. It's Kakarot.
I'm sick of it.
Oh, well, Dragon Ball would be good if there was blood in it.
I'm sick of it.
Bro, Dragon Ball Daima and Sparking Zero are gonna suck, man.
When does it come out?
In October?
I'm sick of it. People are already making finalized judgments about things that haven't even come out yet.
They're just annoying. I'm just sick of the constant hardcore Dragon Ball fans that are constantly doing redraws in a vintage type filter to make it seem like, oh yeah, man, this is the real Dragon Ball, bro. This is what we want. Let it go, bro. It's over. Dragon Ball doesn't automatically become good based off of how vintage it is. Especially for the redraws where your favorite character is drenched in blood and has a VHS grain over it. I would definitely say the animation plays a part. It's like you can't just appreciate anything new. God forbid you put a Korean corn dog in front of a Dragon Ball fan.
Well, it's just not the original.
Now, don't get me wrong. Toei didn't produce the best form of entertainment for Dragon Ball Super. But ever since the Tournament of Power came along, we started to see a drastic increase in the animation quality. And over time, we start to see that Dragon Ball and One Piece are pushing each other to greater heights in terms of animation.
This is due to what is called an animation budget. How well a series is animated is dependent on how much that animation studio makes. Which is why whenever you see a quote-unquote poorly animated sequence, most feedback on said sequence is in regards to the budget. Now, One Piece is by all means just as great as Dragon Ball. But you can imagine what the animation budget must look like for Toei whenever One Piece was the only series carrying it for so long. And you can imagine how much money they produced whenever Goku went Ultra Instinct for the first time, causing the internet to literally break. And then soon after we get great productions like Dragon Ball Super Broly or One Piece Stampede. All in all, Toei seems to be really popping off, especially as of lately, with One Piece's Wano arc and Egghead arc. But I'm afraid what Dragon Ball fans have to say about Daima whenever it comes out. If Goku doesn't turn back into an adult by episode 5, they're gonna flip. If the animation doesn't have a slight amount of film grain, they're gonna flip. And if our favorite characters aren't dying or getting impaled every 5 seconds, they're going to flip. I understand that the drastic situations and the blood adds to the severity of the show, but it doesn't necessarily affect the storytelling in its entirety. I mean, look at the animation for this. These are only trailers that we have gotten so far. You would imagine that the things we'd see in the show are a lot better. I'm grateful that we're at least getting something out of Dragon Ball. And that something is what Toriyama actually dipped his toes in instead of Dragon Ball Super. But I'm not talking about the manga, I'm talking about the anime that Toei had produced. And yes, you heard correctly, Toriyama was not heavily involved with Dragon Ball Super's production as a whole. Which is why you see some of your favorite Dragon Ball characters get the One Piece treatment. The constant overdose of characters replaying the main character traits that they have throughout the series for comedic purposes.
Like how Goku wants to fight strong guys, which isn't completely true.
Or how Vegeta's entire personality is surpassing Kakarot.
Which isn't completely false, but he's not engulfed in it.
And what makes it worse is the elimination of complete relevancy for the rest of the characters in the show. I understand that Toriyama may have forgotten Launch, but this is quite literally ridiculous. Yamcha and Chiaotzu weren't even in the Resurrection of Frieza movie because of the fact that they were too weak. Yet in Dragon Ball Z, that would never be an excuse for these characters considering they fought Cell Juniors. Beings that I would say are arguably planetary, yet they can't come fight. I think Goku's shift in personality and the overall lack of character development is something I can agree on with the Dragon Ball community when I say that this is quite literally annoying to watch. You seriously cannot tell me that the man with 2 kids doesn't know what a kiss is. Goku may have been innocent and naive in Dragon Ball Z, but he for sure wasn't stupid. As a matter of fact, Goku was always mature about most situations regardless. The emotion the characters felt, as well as Goku taking things seriously, added for the severity of the show. Seriously. Now don't take the wrong idea for what I'm about to say.
Because this isn't me saying that you should show appreciation to whatever Akira Toriyama creates. But please, don't say anything about the show up until you've watched it. This is probably the most we're gonna get up until Dragon Ball Super comes back. We're grateful to even have Toyotaro because of the fact that if it wasn't for him, Dragon Ball would be done. We would be feeding off of Dragon Ball fan animations for the rest of our lives. But we want to see the real future of what our characters go through. We want to experience Dragon Ball movies in theaters, or even hype moments that will probably break the internet again. So don't hate Dragon Ball just because the world will tell you to. The reason I say that is because of the fact that I've lived through many phases where certain parts of the series, or overall the series in general, was considered either good or bad. Whether it was people online, people on the internet, or people I actually know in person, there was always a shift.
I hate Dragon Ball GT. Super Saiyan 4 was the worst.
Yo, Dragon Ball GT was amazing. I love Super Saiyan 4.
Yo, Dragon Ball Super was trash. Yet we're literally there for every episode release date.
Broly's coming back? This movie's gonna suck.
Yet proceeded to get front row seats whenever the movie came out.
Dragon Ball Superhero? Bro, if Goku's not in this movie, I'm not gonna watch it, man.
It's the same effect over and over again. And I mean, hey, say what you want. Dragon Ball's still going to make money at the end of the day. It's just a matter of perspective at this point. I encourage all my fellow Dragon Ball fans to be a little more optimistic and a little less influenced by society. Don't be shy. Stand out about what you actually appreciate in the show. Stop trying to fit in.
I rest my case. Thanks for watching this video. Before I ask you what to do in the comment section, I wanted to take the time to show appreciation towards my friend who made this drawing for me. She saw my embarrassingly bad attempt at creating an icon for the channel, so she decided to draw one for me herself. What do you guys think? I think it looks awesome. She does commission, so I'll leave her socials in the description. Go check her out. Thanks, Kimmy. And now, as I reconclude this video, I want you to comment what the most underrated piece of Dragon Ball content is and why. But remember to stand out. Thanks for tuning in on Beyond Topic, and take care.